What role do light tanks play in the high-tech battlefield of the 21st century? This is a question that has been on the minds of many military enthusiasts and strategists alike. The concept of light tanks, their historical significance, and their relevance in the modern warfare landscape are topics worth exploring. Light tanks, as the name implies, are lighter and smaller than their main battle tank counterparts. Historically, they were designed to be swift and maneuverable, ideal for scouting and reconnaissance missions. Their lighter weight allowed them to traverse terrains that heavier tanks could not, offering strategic advantages on the battlefield. However, with the advent of advanced technology and changes in warfare tactics, there has been a shift in perspective. Some might argue that light tanks have lost their edge in a world dominated by drones, precision-guided munitions, and sophisticated electronic warfare systems. The battlefield of the 21st century is a complex matrix of interconnected systems where information and precision often trump brute force. But does this mean that light tanks are outmoded relics of a bygone era? Not necessarily. There's a strong case to be made for their continued relevance. For one, not all terrains and situations are suitable for high-tech warfare. To understand the current relevance, we need to look back at how light tanks were used in past military strategies. Light tanks, the light cavalry of armored warfare, have a history as rich and varied as the battles they've been involved in. Their story begins in earnest during World War II, a time when the need for speed, maneuverability, and reconnaissance was paramount. Light tanks were the answer to these demands. They could traverse terrain that heavier tanks couldn't, darting across the battlefield with a nimbleness that belied their armored exterior. They were the eyes and ears of the army, scouting enemy positions and providing critical intelligence. Their role was not limited to reconnaissance. Light tanks also served as a rapid response force, able to quickly move to reinforce positions or exploit weaknesses in enemy lines. In the vast expanses of the Eastern Front or the dense hedgerows of Normandy, the light tank was an invaluable asset, but the story of the light tank is not one of unmitigated success. They were, after all, light. Their armor couldn't compete with the heavy tanks or anti-tank weaponry of the era. A light tank could be, and often was, outgunned. Their speed and agility were their defenses, but when those failed, the results were often disastrous. The Cold War saw a continuation of the light tank's role, albeit in a changed landscape. Nuclear weapons made large-scale tank battles less likely, but the need for fast, mobile units that could respond to a rapidly changing battlefield remained. Light tanks continued to serve in reconnaissance roles, as well as providing support for infantry units. In the past, light tanks played a critical role in many military strategies, despite their limitations. They were the nimble scouts, the rapid responders, the eyes and ears of the battlefield. Yet they were also vulnerable, their light armor and firepower often pitted against far stronger opponents. But how does that translate to today's battlefield? Now, let's examine the role of light tanks in present military strategies. In the theater of modern warfare, light tanks have found their place adapting to the changing landscape of conflict. Unconventional warfare has necessitated a shift from the traditional heavy artillery to more versatile and nimble vehicles. Light tanks have risen to this challenge, proving themselves instrumental in counterinsurgency operations and urban warfare. Counterinsurgency operations often involve rapid response and mobility. Here, light tanks have the advantage. Their speed allows them to traverse rugged terrains and narrow paths swiftly, reaching conflict zones where heavier tanks might stumble. They provide a much-needed balance between firepower and maneuverability, allowing forces to strike quickly and retreat, minimizing exposure to enemy fire. In the urban warfare context, the agility of light tanks comes to the forefront. Navigating the cramped, complex cityscapes, they can respond to threats faster than their heavier counterparts. They can quickly maneuver through narrow streets, dodge obstacles, and provide immediate support where needed. Their relatively smaller size also makes them less of a target, increasing their survivability in such close-quarters battles. Technological advancements have further enhanced the capabilities of these light tanks. They are now equipped with advanced armor, powerful weaponry, and state-of-the-art communication systems. Modern light tanks can withstand significant damage while delivering substantial firepower, making them formidable adversaries on the battlefield. The integration of digital technology has improved their reconnaissance capabilities, allowing for better coordination and tactical planning. Moreover, the use of drone technology in tandem with light tanks has revolutionized their utility. Drones can provide real-time intelligence, guiding the light tanks to their targets, reducing the risk of collateral damage and ensuring precision strikes. Modern warfare has evolved, and with it, the role of light tanks. They are no longer just fast, agile scouts, but also versatile combat vehicles. Their adaptability and resilience have cemented their place in present military strategies. As technology continues to advance, we can only expect their role to grow, and their capabilities to further enhance. What could the future hold for light tanks on the battlefield? As we look towards the horizon, we can see a world where light tanks continue to evolve, becoming even more integral to battlefield strategies. A world where advancements in technology not only enhance their capabilities but also redefine their role in warfare. First, let's consider the armor. Today's armor is already impressive, but future innovations could make it even better. We're talking about materials that are not only stronger, but also lighter. Think of an armor that can withstand even the most potent anti-tank weapons while maintaining the core advantages of light tanks: speed and agility. Then, we have firepower. Light tanks have always been about mobility over raw power, but who's to say they can't have both? The future could bring more efficient weapon systems that pack a larger punch without adding significant weight. Imagine a light tank that can take out a heavily armored target from a distance. That's a game changer. And let's not forget about autonomous operation. The rise of AI and machine learning could revolutionize light tanks. Autonomous operation doesn't mean we'll have tanks running around unsupervised, causing mayhem. Instead, it means having tanks that can perform complex maneuvers, make split-second decisions, and even operate in coordinated groups, all while human operators maintain overall control. These advancements are not just theoretical. There are already prototypes and research projects ongoing that hint at this future. They show us a glimpse of a battlefield where light tanks are not just support units but key players, able to stand their ground against any threat. The future of light tanks is not set in stone. It will be shaped by the needs of the battlefield, the advances in technology, and the vision of those who design and use them. But one thing is certain: the potential is there, and it's enormous. The future of light tanks looks promising, with potential advancements that could significantly enhance their battlefield capabilities. So, where does this leave us in the debate about the relevance of light tanks in modern warfare? We've delved into the past, present, and potential future of light tanks, exploring their strategic importance and their evolution over time. We've seen how these nimble marvels of engineering have been an integral part of military strategies, from their inception to today's high-tech battlegrounds. Historically, light tanks have proven their worth in numerous conflicts. They've been the heroes of swift, rapid-fire engagements, often outmaneuvering and outflanking their heavier counterparts. These agile machines have facilitated reconnaissance missions, provided infantry support, and even held their own against formidable adversaries. In the present day, light tanks continue to hold their ground. They've adapted to the changing face of warfare, incorporating modern technology to enhance their capabilities. They're now equipped with advanced optics, remote weapons stations, and state-of-the-art communication systems, all while maintaining their speed and maneuverability. In many ways, light tanks have become the Swiss Army knives of armored warfare, capable of performing a multitude of tasks on the battlefield. Looking forward, it seems the sun hasn't set on these swift warriors just yet. With advancements in technology, we can expect to see even more versatile and capable light tanks in the future. Concepts like stealth technology, hybrid propulsion systems, and even unmanned operations are being explored, pointing towards an exciting evolution of light tanks. In this age where warfare is increasingly moving towards precision strikes and rapid deployments, the light tank's unique blend of speed, agility, and firepower ensures its continued relevance. It's not just about brute force anymore, it's about smart power. And in that arena, light tanks truly shine. So as we wrap up our discussion, it's clear that light tanks have stood the test of time, adapting and evolving to meet the demands of modern warfare. They're not just surviving, they're thriving, proving that they're far from obsolete. In conclusion, while the nature of warfare has changed, the light tank continues to adapt and evolve, maintaining its relevance on the battlefield.